Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode of the Darrell Brooks saga. On today's episode we're going to continue with day 12, and I'm not gonna lie, this is one of the hardest one. I've been staring at my computer, I got up, I come back, and now I'm sitting down to record this video because this is one of the hardest ones. Uh, because it's gonna interview, who's gonna, the next, one of the winners gonna be Mr. Yourell. Mrs. Yourell, and I'm not looking forward to that. But without further ado, let's get right into the video.
It would appear so. He's the one that's here.
All right, then he may. Defense is calling Abel Lano, correct?
The defense is calling Abel Lano.
All right, very well. We'll have him brought in.
It's kind of interesting that he doesn't know how to pronounce Abel, given that it's the brother of Cain, being that he's that much into the Bible and stuff. So why do you know how to pronounce the name Abel?
Good afternoon, Mr. Lano. What do you do for a living currently?
I'm a hairdresser.
Nice. So?
No judgment whatsoever on this question. Have you ever been convicted of a crime?
Yes, I have.
Why would you ask that? He's your witness. Try to not showcase that he has a criminal past.
And how many times?
7.
What was the point of that?
Do you recall the night of November 21st, 2021 pretty well? I know it's been a minute, but...
Best as I can, yeah.
What were you doing that evening, if you recall?
The Christmas parade?
Were you marching in the parade? Or?
No, I was watching it.
Who were you there with? Family, friends?
My wife and my daughter.
Do you recall where you were positioned to watch the parade?
Standing in front of the Corey Insurance on Main Street.
Okay.
Yep.
Is that part of Main Street close to like a side street? If you recall?
It's not too far from Abel.
Do you recall the side streets being barricaded during the parade?
I don't remember.
You recall something other than the parade catching your attention that day?
People getting hurt, yeah.
That should catch your attention.
And what did you see that day, if you recall?
I saw a red SUV plow over a bunch of people.
Like the other witnesses that we just saw. How is him saying this helping you?
Did you see the driver of this SUV you're referring to?
Yeah, you're standing right there.
What? I love this guy. So, you were there.
And how many people did you see in the vehicle?
Just one, the driver.
There you go.
Do you recall flagging down a law enforcement vehicle that evening?
Yeah, I do.
And do you recall what you told the officer that evening?
Not very well.
I'm gonna attempt to see if anything brings back some recollection.
Right.
Do you recall telling Officer Moss that you observed 3 or 4 people in the SUV as it passed you?
I don't remember that.
To your recollection, the SUV that you saw, did it have tinted windows?
I don't remember.
And do you remember what the description was that evening that you gave to law enforcement?
I told him it was a red SUV.
The description of the driver, do you remember that?
Yeah, I know he was a black male.
After seeing this vehicle, what did you do?
We left. I got my family out of there.
And where did you go?
We headed back to the car.
And did you see the vehicle stop on Maple Street?
Which vehicle?
The SUV that you claim you saw.
Oh,
Claim.
no, I didn't see it stop, no. It kept going through the parade.
Do you recall advising law enforcement that you observed 3 black subjects running from the vehicle?
No, I don't remember that.
If it pleases the court, I would like to show the witness this. I'm referring to page 4 exactly.
Is it a statement this witness personally wrote?
I believe it's what, I don't think he wrote it himself.
So
It's a
no.
summary written by another person.
By, I don't know if it's Officer Moss or Detective Moss. I'm not sure what his rank is.
Continue with your questions. I'm going to deny the request that you show the exhibit or the paperwork to the witness.
Do you recall making the statements to Detective Moss that you observed one where it says one was described as running southbound on Maple towards College Avenue? Do you recall that?
No, I don't.
It's been too long.
Do you recall stating that the other 2 were described as running in a westerly direction from the rear of 338 Maple Street?
No.
Do you recall stating that one black subject was described as tall, wearing a blue top and blue and black pants, while the other subjects were described as 2 short black males wearing sweatpants?
Barely, a little bit of that.
So, which of these subjects do you minimally recall wearing those items that evening?
No, you asked me if I remember people running, and I said no. I remember describing those people to him.
That's why you need to be really accurate and really precise with your questions, Mr. Brooks. Because if you don't ask the good questions, they're gonna say no because they don't know.
I remember.
So where did you observe those?
Standing by the vehicle.
Just so we have clarity, describe the subjects you saw that evening standing by the vehicle.
I don't remember that good. I mean, you were describing them, so it brought back a little bit, but I can't tell you. That was too long ago.
Yeah.
And how did you come upon the vehicle at the address of 338 Maple Street that evening?
I was walking my family back to the car. Trying to get them to safety.
Good man.
Do you recall stating that? Well, let me back up for a minute. Did you speak with another detective that evening, if you recall?
Yes, I did.
And do you recall if that was Detective Coates?
I don't remember his name.
Do you recall in your interview with Detective Coates that evening stating that you could not provide any description of the occupants other than that they appeared to be African American?
Yeah, I remember saying that.
So it'd be fair to say that you observed African Americans in this vehicle that you saw, correct?
The reason why I came up with 3 or 4 people was because when I was walking by and I saw the car, there was 2 or 3 black males standing by the vehicle, and there was at least 3 or 4 more on the porch. So I figured they were by the vehicle. It must have been the ones trying to hide the vehicle because they were standing in front of it or real close to it.
In reference to,
Again, these witnesses are not prepared to say anything. They don't remember what they said. So he's just fishing for whatever the report says. But they're not good witnesses in the sense that they cannot provide any information that he needs. I don't see how this is helping him. So far, the only thing that he's done is establish that it was him in the red vehicle. That's it.
seeing the vehicle in the parade as it passed you. Do you recall at that point, while at the parade that evening, do you recall stating to Detective Coates that it appeared that there were 3 or 4 people in the Ford Escape as it passed you during the parade that evening?
No, I don't remember that.
Any reason why the Detective Coates would report that that's what you stated to him?
Like I said before, I saw 2 or 3 people by the vehicle, so I assumed they were with the vehicle. So they must have been in the vehicle during the parade. I saw the driver going by because he hit somebody right in front of us.
And during the parade incident, were you or anyone you were with injured that evening?
No.
No further questions at this time.
I wonder what he means when he says at this time. He's gonna have more later? He's gonna have to recall this witness for some reason? I don't get it.
Thank you, any cross?
Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Good afternoon, Mr. Lescano.
Good afternoon.
Sir, you said you watched the parade near Curry Insurance, is that correct?
Yeah, right in front.
Okay. Do you remember, you said you saw the SUV strike some people in the parade?
Yeah.
Yes? Do you remember what group of people in the parade? Can you remember anything about the name or the banner or the costumes or anything like that?
Objection, leading.
Overruled.
It's Cross. She can leave.
Speculative. Objection.
Overruled. The witness may answer. I believe he said no. His answer may
Yeah,
stand.
no, I don't remember.
Okay. Do you remember seeing the SUV strike more than one person?
Yeah.
Objection, speculative.
Overruled.
How can it be speculative? He was there. He saw the people get hit. There's no speculation there.
About how many people did you see the SUV strike, sir?
Objection, speculative.
Overruled.
It was crowds. I mean, when it was coming through, because I was standing over my daughter and my wife, they were sitting on the curb. I saw it coming through, and at first it looked like it was just pushing people out of the way, and then it just kept swerving back, and it was just plowing everybody out of the way until it got to in front of us. Then it actually hit somebody and just did like a cartwheel in the air.
Wow.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Like I said, I haven't seen those videos. I don't have the stomach. I don't want to live with that in my head. But I'm sure that's horrible. That's something that you don't forget. And this guy, you can tell that he doesn't like remembering that.
That was right in front of us.
Okay. So, Mr. Lescano, I want to talk about the moment when you located this vehicle on Maple, okay? I'm going to ask, Madam Clerk, could you please turn on the AV system? We're going to put up State's Exhibit 65.
Objection to the relevancy of Exhibit 65.
Noted. Overruled. It's been received. The state may proceed.
All right. This total clip is 36 seconds, but before we begin to play it, sir, do you recognize the area on the screen that's
Yeah.
shown in this picture?
Yeah, I believe that's Central Middle School,
Where?
right at where the stairs is.
Okay, the red brick on the left side of the picture?
Yeah.
Objection,
Okay.
speculative.
Overruled. His answer may stand. He said, I believe.
And would you agree with me the house where the SUV was found was up in this area here where I just put the green dot on the screen?
Yeah.
Objection leading.
It's
Overruled.
cross.
You may answer.
Yes.
That looks right, correct, sir?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
All right, we're gonna clear the screen, please, and we're gonna play this entire clip for 36 seconds. Please watch and see if you see yourself or any of your family members in this clip.
Objection to the relevancy of this video to this particular witness.
Overruled. You may play the clip.
Overruled on what grounds, Your Honor?
There he goes. There's Elvis and the officer and his daughter.
Is that attacking agreement?
Shut up, I'm trying to look. No?
Sir, did you see yourself or your family in that clip?
Objection speculative.
Overruled.
No, I did not.
Okay. Now you said you did see, by the time you walked past the car, you saw 2 or 3 black males standing near the car, right?
Objection mischaracterization of this. He said 3. Specifically said the number.
He said 3 or 4. We just heard I just heard him say that, so it wasn't specifically 3.
Overruled.
And you also said you saw 2 or 3 what you thought to be black males on the porch of the residence there, correct?
Objection stated it was black males. Asked and answered.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
No.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, there was 2 or 3 standing by the vehicle.
Okay. Do you happen to know the people that live at this house?
Objection speculative.
Overruled.
No, I do not.
Would it be reasonable, do you think, Mr. Lescano, that people living in the house heard the crash and came outside and that's who you saw standing there by the vehicle?
Objection. There was never any crash mentioned.
I'll sustain. Calls for speculation.
There you go.
Mr. Lescano, is it possible that the people you saw standing near the vehicle were in fact just neighbors that saw the vehicle the same way you did?
Yeah.
You described that at the time you went by on Maple Street, there was a lot of people running around in the area. Is that correct?
Objection mischaracterization of testimony.
Overruled.
Yes, there was.
And these are people hurrying away from the parade with their families, trying to get to safety just like you were, correct?
Objection speculative.
Overruled. The witness may answer.
Yes.
You didn't see anything like that in State's Exhibit 65, did you?
No, I did not.
Okay. You saw the driver of the SUV in the parade, is that right?
Yes, I did.
And you see that driver present in this courtroom here today, please?
Objection speculative.
Overruled.
Yes, he's sitting right over there.
Are you sure about that, sir?
Yes.
Objection speculative.
Overruled.
Nope. It
You
was you.
said
It
that-
mischaracterizes the testimony because that was not testified to before on direct.
It was. You asked him who was the driver. He says you're standing right there.
Oh, your objections are overruled. I believe the witness already answered. Go ahead.
Mr. Lescano, have you and I ever spoken about this case, sir?
No.
What about Attorney Basie here to my right? You and her ever talk about this case or your testimony?
Objection hearsay.
Overruled.
No.
Mr. Witchow on the end, did you ever talk to him about
Objection.
your testimony, sir?
Objection hearsay.
Overruled.
No, I haven't.
All right, thank you, sir. I don't have any other questions.
Thank you. Any redirect?
Yep.
What?
Go ahead.
Plaintiff?
You stated that you saw the driver, correct?
Yes.
Of
Yeah.
the SUV that you saw that day, correct?
Yes.
And how did the driver look that day you saw him?
He had a scruffy beard, and he was a black male.
Did
There
you
you
see
go.
what the driver was wearing?
No, I don't remember that.
Did you see if the driver had any hair?
I don't remember that either.
Did you see if the driver had anything noticeable about their appearance? Tattoos, scars, marks, anything like that?
No.
No.
I saw the side, the profile, the side. You were flying fast down that street.
The camera crew is so used to him being over there that they just cut to this take instead of the other one.
I wasn't paying attention to the
It's
color
an honest
clothes you were
mistake.
wearing. I knew it was a black male and had a scruffy beard. It's the first thing I told my wife, is he was a black guy driving.
In a couple seconds time, you were able to make out the driver's profile and race
Yeah.
just by a couple seconds.
Yeah. It's not hard.
Nope.
Is that the only person you saw in the vehicle?
Yes.
From what I remember, yes. I saw the driver.
Were you yourself injured in this?
You already
incident
asked that.
evening?
No.
Just for clarification, you already stated previously in testimony that you spoke with two different detectives that evening, correct?
Yes, I did.
And both detectives that you spoke with that evening, the evening of November 21st, 2021, you stated to both of those law enforcement officers, detectives, that you observed 3 or 4 people in the SUV.
Yeah.
Like I said before, the reason why I said there must have been 3 or 4 was because they were standing by a vehicle. So I assumed that they were with the vehicle. I don't remember seeing them in the vehicle when you were hitting the people.
You stated this to both detectives,
Both.
2 different detectives, the evening of November 21st, 2021. And this was in relation to what you saw from the vehicle at the parade, not where the vehicle was later found. Any reason why you stated to both detectives in relation to what you saw at the parade, why both detectives in their reports stated that you told them that you observed 3 or 4 people in the SUV at the time of the parade?
So what's your question?
Yeah, he said that. It was during the parade. At that time. Not while it was going on. It was like, I don't know, 5 minutes later. But it still was during the parade.
The question is, why did you report that to 2 different detectives on the same evening?
Like I told you before, when I walked past the vehicle, I spotted more than one individual standing in front of the vehicle. So I assumed they were with the vehicle. That's why I said they were inside.
I'm sorry.
That's why I said they were in the vehicle. I said there had to be at least 3 of them in the vehicle. That's the only reason I said that.
There you go.
Do we have additional witnesses here?
Yes, Your Honor, they're ready.
All right, would that be how many people?
There's 2 left.
Okay, so the 2 left on your list, your next witness, sir.
So I'm guessing that's, oh, I know who it is. Just give me 1 quick second, Your Honor, 1 quick second.
Go ahead.
One second. It's like 20 minutes for him.
Sorry about that, Your Honor. I'm just making sure I have the correct paperwork.
Alright. Here we go. This is the part that I didn't want to get into. It's really difficult. Because he called the mom of, I believe it's 3 children that got hit that day.
Paperwork.
20 minutes later. Don't make me bring out the Rubik's Cube. It's right here. I'll do it again. Oh my god. Come on. He's stalling. He's just stalling for time.
Okay, I'm ready, Your Honor.
Go ahead, call your next witness.
Kathleen, Yourell?
Yourell.
Yourell?
That's how I think it is, we'll find out.
Good afternoon, Miss Yourell. Is it Yourell?
Yourell.
Yourell. What do you do for a living?
I'm in workforce management for a call center.
Hey, I used to work at a call center. That's actually when where I started to practice my English a little bit better, because I guess there's not a lot of places here where I can use it.
November 21st, 2021.
So if you guys had Verizon Fios and had a problem with it 5 years ago, maybe I helped you out.
Directing your attention there. You recall that evening pretty well?
Off and on, sir.
That's fair.
You can tell that she look at his eyes. Look, her eyes are just shooting daggers at him, and I don't blame her.
It has been a while. Do you recall what you were doing that evening?
Yes, sir.
And what were you doing that evening?
At what time?
Around 3:30, 4 o'clock-ish.
I was dropping off my children who were participating in the parade.
And did you yourself stay for the parade?
Partial parade, yes.
He doesn't know what that means.
Partial meaning maybe a few minutes.
Until my group of children went by.
Okay. Do you recall where you were positioned during watching your group participate in the parade?
Yes, on north and east, right on the corner there.
Can you see that on your screen yet?
I do.
Using the touch screen on your screen, can you point out exactly where you were positioned?
When I was watching it,
Yes, when you were watching it.
So it's a touch screen, so use your index finger and you can draw a circle.
okay.
I was going to say that.
Well, I mean, it was right there, but
I was going to say a circle or a little dot if.
well, I thought I would do the dot, but
Yeah.
oh,
Hold on.
Heavy
We'll do it
hands.
again. So press and hold while you draw.
okay.
I really hate when he laughs. I really cannot stand him laughing, because he's facing the mother of children that had really serious injuries, and he's laughing about stuff. Read the room.
There you go.
And you said that would be approximately East Main and Northeast?
Correct.
There's side streets right there that you can see. Is that fair to say?
Correct.
Do you recall if there were barricades at those?
I can't honestly recall. I can't be sure.
We can take Exhibit 15 down.
Thank you. Go ahead.
And you said you stayed at the parade until your group had passed.
Correct.
And what time did you leave?
I can't determine the time. It was right after my group of kids went by.
And where'd you go from there?
I walked down, well, I went to go get the car because I had to go pick them up at the end of the parade.
Do you recall anything happening at that point?
I think I need more specifics from you to give the details you may be looking for.
While you were getting your vehicle, did you observe anything happening? Did you overhear about anything happening at that point?
He's trying to ask, did you see a red vehicle go through the parade and hitting people? Just say it.
So when I left, I walked down Main to White Rock on the corner there. Then a gentleman, a child who I don't know who they were, and myself walked across the street. And at this time, a car was beeping and weaving around a slight curve that White Rock has, and then continued on.
Did you see where the car went at that point?
Yes, I did. As it came around the slight curve White Rock has, it started to move forward, and then it went straight across. When I was thinking it was going to leave the parade route, if you leave the parade route on Main, you're leaving. Sorry, if you turn left, you're leaving the parade route. If you're turning right, you're going right into the parade, and it went right to the, if you're looking at the parade, it was on the right-hand side, and it's continued on into the parade.
I want to back up a little bit. When you first observed this car, as you say, you recall that it was blowing its horn.
Yep, the horn was beeping.
Do you recall if you saw who was operating that vehicle?
Unfortunately, sir, I can't recall.
Do you recall if you might have seen multiple people in the vehicle at that time? Or?
You know, unfortunately, due to the time passing, I cannot recall.
That's fair. It has been a while. Do you recall about what time that was that you observed the vehicle?
Again, I can't be sure.
Sorry if I keep asking.
No, I can't be sure. I'm sorry.
At the time that you observed the vehicle, did you see it strike anyone?
I did not, or at least I don't recall. I'm sorry.
Leslie's like, why did she call her? What is she trying to say right now?
Did you happen to catch the license plate number of the vehicle at that time?
No, not at all.
Do you recall if the vehicle had any tinted windows?
I couldn't recall. I'm sorry.
Any windows rolled down or up at the time you observed it?
No, unfortunately, I don't remember.
Do you recall if the vehicle passed close to where you were walking at the time?
Yeah, it was close enough that it could have easily have clipped me or the two people that were in front of me.
Where you were, the two people that you referred to in front of you, were any of you hurt at that time?
No.
No further questions right now.
All right. Again, like all of the other witnesses that he's presented so far, there was no point on him calling her. There was no use to him. Tell me, someone in the comments, please tell me, why did he call her? There was no point to it. And I get some. I read some comments and telling people that he wanted to inflict more terror into them and all that stuff, and that may be it. But I'm genuinely curious. Why would you call her? There was no point other than her reliving that day, which I'm sure that she doesn't want to do.
Hey, Cross.
Yes, thank you. Good afternoon, Ms. Yourell. Thank you for being here. You testified on direct examination that you don't recall whether or not you saw more than one person in that vehicle we're talking about. Remember saying that?
Yes.
You remember meeting on December 2nd, 2021 for an interview with Detective Jay Carpenter from the Waukesha Police Department?
I remember going as to a lot of topic of conversations. I unfortunately can't recall those too clearly.
Do you remember telling Detective Carpenter that you only observed a driver in the vehicle?
Objection, leading witness.
He's
Yeah,
cross.
Overruled, you may answer.
I can't be too sure.
Overruled, you may answer.
Can you say that again? I'm sorry.
I can't be too sure. Again, some of the conversations I might have had that day.
Your testimony is that you were standing here on the northeast corner of Buckley and Main Street. Is that right?
Correct.
Objection already answered that, asked and answered.
Overruled, she may answer.
You said correct.
Correct.
And after your children walked by in the parade, you walked in this direction towards the intersection of White Rock and Main. Is that correct?
Objection
Correct.
leading and speculative.
It's overruled as to both.
Was it clear to you that this was a parade route?
Yes, it was very clear.
Was it clear to you that traffic from White Rock should not have driven onto Main Street
Yes.
unless they were part of the parade?
Yes.
Did it appear to you as though the vehicle we've been talking about was part of the parade?
No.
How many children do you have, Miss Yourell?
There we go.
Objection irrelevant.
Overruled. You may answer.
Four children.
All four of your kids were marching in the parade that day, weren't they?
Yes.
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Sorry.
Your oldest daughter, Charlotte, she was 14 at the time?
Yes.
She was marching with the Extreme Dance Group as an alumni, wasn't she?
She was handing out candy.
Objection.
There was an objection, it's overruled.
I didn't even state why I was objecting, but okay.
Stop laughing. Why are you laughing? Why are you giggling? This is not funny.
We still need a 15.
Yes, please. When you were standing in the crosswalk at White Rock in Maine, could you see the 5 Points intersection?
I could not.
You didn't see your kids get hit, did you?
I did not.
Objection leading.
Sorry.
Overruled.
Again, sorry.
Objection hearsay.
Overruled.
You didn't.
I did not.
Did you see them later that night?
Objection leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
I was only able to see two of my children that night.
You were directly involved in their medical care and the decisions that were made in that process in the days after the parade?
Objection leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
Yes, their father and I.
Charlotte suffered a chipped vertebrae from being struck, didn't she?
She did.
Objection
Sorry.
leading.
Overruled. You may answer.
It's Cross. He can lead. Shut up.
She did.
Your daughter Alice, she was 10 at the time, wasn't she?
She was.
She suffered chipped front teeth, is that correct?
Yes.
And facial scarring
Yes.
and road rash
Yes.
and a broken fibula and tibia
Yes.
and broken metatarsal bones.
Yes.
She was observed in a concussion protocol, is that correct?
She was.
Your daughter Vivian, she was marching with the Extreme Dance Group too, wasn't she?
Yes, she was.
How old was she in November of 21?
She just turned 7.
Vivian suffered a severe concussion, didn't she?
Objection leading.
Overruled.
Shut
You may answer.
up.
Yes.
And road rash
Extreme road rash.
and a lung contusion
Yes.
and facial scarring.
Yes.
And your 7-year-old daughter Vivian suffered a broken tailbone, didn't she?
She did.
Your son Grayson, he was 8 on November 21st, 2021, is that correct?
That is
Objection
correct.
leading.
Overruled.
He was walking with the Extreme Dance Group handing out candy, is that right?
He was.
He went to the hospital after the parade, didn't he?
Yes.
He suffered a compound fracture in his femur, is that correct?
An open compound fracture.
Meaning the bone came through the skin?
Yes.
Projection hearsay. I don't believe he's a doctor.
Overruled, the witness may answer based upon personal knowledge.
Is that a yes?
Yes.
A police officer saved Grayson's life by placing a tourniquet on that open leg wound. Is that correct?
Yes.
I don't have any other questions.
Any redirect?
No redirect.
T. Brooks? Was this funny? Like, why? Why was that necessary? You feel so bad. You cry every time that your daughter or whoever comes up. But why are you not crying now? Huh? He's trying to be like, oh, I'm not even gonna do cross of that. Oh, I feel so bad. Look, I have my hand over my mouth. You don't feel any of this. You don't care about other people. And this is why I make fun of him. Because that's the way that I treat monsters. He doesn't have a heart. He doesn't have empathy. And I hate that.
Thank you, ma'am. You may step down. You may call your next witness, please.
So we gonna take down these exhibitors. You're gonna stay up on there.
Thank you. We'll take it down.
See? All he has to say is about the exhibit. He doesn't even care about what just happened. So are we gonna move on or what?
So you one more person here, right?
Yes.
It's my understanding, sir. Would that be correct, Attorney Upper?
Yes, she's in the courtroom ready to go, Your Honor.
Defense calls Catrice. I don't know how to say the last name.
All right. I'm gonna leave it here. I'm sorry. This part really gets me. It really gets me because he doesn't care, and that's the most awful thing about it. He did something horrible, and he doesn't even care about it. If it's not, I can assure you, if it was someone he knows, someone he care about, he will be crying right now. But he doesn't have the empathy to realize that he did something horrible to these people. And he's just gonna move on. He cares more about getting an exhibit out of his screen than what he just heard. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'll see you guys in the next episode. I'm sorry. Have a great day.